to Charles County Now. I'm Jennifer Harris. In recent weeks, many families here in Charles County breathed a huge sigh of relief because the federal government shutdown is over. But for a lot of households, the stress hasn't just disappeared. Paychecks have been missed, bills are mounting, and uncertainty about when the next check would come, those pressures don't vanish overnight. In our own county, we have approximately 15,000 residents who participate in our SNAP program. And this kind of disruption from the federal government hits families who were already struggling before things got harder. Some are dealing with financial strain, some are just trying to figure out how to stabilize their household again. That's exactly why we're here today with Charles County Supervisor of our local management board, Sapreen Khalaifah. Sapreen, welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit more about what the local management board does and how it supports families who are in need. Can you share what the mission of the local management board is and how it supports families in need?
Sure. So the mission of the local management board here in Charles County is to ensure that human services are plentiful and accessible to all residents in the county.
And how is it set up to support families in both the short and the long term?
So the local management board assists families in the short term through services like local care team. You'll hear more about that later on in the video with Jessica Gross, our local care team coordinator. But in the long term, our board has a duty to assess what gaps are in our community to then drive what programs we plan to fund for the next few years. Those programs are hopefully sustainable to our residents, and they're utilized for all county residents, no matter what their income criteria is or what their status is. So because our programs are all grant funded, we don't require any of that information from residents.
Interesting. So when you're making your strategic plan and looking at your resources, how do you prioritize where things need to go when there's issues around, food and mental health and housing? How do you look at what's most important and what the needs are and where to target those resources?
Sure. So those result areas come through the Governor's Office for Children. And right now, those result areas, there's about 4 pillars now. Those 4 pillars include children who have access to quality childcare and education, economically stable families. So we're looking at being able to sustain their home life. That also includes food. Communities are safe and stable. So of course we want to ensure that families feel safe in their communities, and that can mean relationships through the school, through community policing, through other stakeholders in the community. We want to make sure that people feel safe and can actually go out and reach out to those stakeholders to receive the help that they do need. And then as far as prioritizing those through our community plan, we have to do a community plan or a strategic plan every 3 years. That includes members of our board, stakeholders in the community who work with children, youth, and families, and through our community. So we go through a data collection process through surveys, through meeting with different agencies in the community to tell us, what do you see are some of the needs? What are some of those gaps? Because the one thing the local management board doesn't want to do is duplicate existing services. We come in to ensure that we can fill some of those gaps for communities. So for instance, a lot of the challenges that we're seeing now is those with private insurance are not able to receive some of the behavioral health needs. Back then it was interesting because those with state-funded insurance, or what we call Medicaid, were the ones who were kind of getting the shorter end of the stick, and now we're seeing those with private insurance paying higher premiums are not being able to receive some of those similar services too. So it's our jobs to ensure that we can try to make those services as accessible to those with Medicaid, with private insurance, those who are even underinsured or not insured. We try to make sure those programs are available to all in our community. And the hope is that through that community plan, we can figure out what those gaps are and exactly what some of those needs are that people are looking for.
So it's interesting. It seems like there's some foundational building blocks here with safety and well-being. And then you're looking for where those gaps are and filling in those gaps in a strategic and targeted way to meet needs at the moment and where they're most needed as they shift over time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's interesting. So what's next for Charles County with the local care team and the local management board?
I think as far as local care team, we are working really towards ensuring that our stakeholders understand what local care team is, knowing that it is out there for the community to utilize. Actually, it's interesting because 3 years ago, the local care team position was part-time, and over a 300% increase post-pandemic, we have seen a high need for families who are in need of services. So I'd say for the local care team, we just want to make sure people are aware of the service and that it's out there and it's accessible. As far as the local management board, we just completed that community plan process this past summer. So we're looking to assess what are the current gaps now, especially now post-shutdown. Where are some of those changes? And then for the resource website, we're hoping with the continuous advertisement and assistance of our media team and other stakeholders who are on the website, we can make it that one-stop shop that everyone is looking for in the community that we keep hearing all the time.
Well, thank you, Sapreen. Charles County, you heard it here. We need everyone to share this important information with your friends, your family, your neighbors who may not be aware of how the local management board works and what the local care team is doing to meet these critical needs in our community. So please share this information and help us get the word out about how critical this is, especially during this period of time. Thank you, Sapreen. When we come back, we'll be talking with Jessica Gross, the coordinator of our local care team, who will be discussing our new one-stop website, Resource Connection. Sapreen, thank you for coming.
Have a mystery on your street? Pothole, broken sign, trash that shouldn't be there? Even a good detective can't cover every street. That's why we need you. See it? Click it, report it. Your report goes straight to the right county department. Watch the mystery unfold and the fix go down, all from your phone.
This is pretty easy. Why are you dressed like that?
Visit charlescountymd.info/SeeClickReport. SeeClick Report Charles County, your easy way to make a difference.
Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Harris. We're now going to turn to the Resource Connection website. I'm joined now by Jessica Gross, our local care team coordinator. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you.
Can we start by talking a little bit about what the Resource Connection website is and what's on it?
Yes. The Resource Connection website is a new website that we have created that is a one-stop shop for residents of Charles County, just to find some local resources for them and their families.
Well, Jessica, we know the federal government has reopened and benefits for many are flowing again and paychecks are coming. However, the pain is still lingering for a lot of people who are out there and in need of services. Can you talk a little bit about the increase in demand to this website and what people are looking for?
Yes, we have seen the demand increase in supports for families that they're looking for. They have been looking for employment support, mental health services, and also food assistance.
And that makes a lot of sense based on what we know about the impacts here in our community. How can people find this website and where can they go to look for these kinds of services?
Yes, so it is www.charlescountyresourceconnection.com.
And when they arrive at the website, Jessica, what exactly are they doing? Is there a big search bar or do they have to dig down to find the resources? How do they navigate to what they really need? We know food assistance, mental health services, and employment support are the top three. But what if I have something else on my list?
Yes, so there is a search bar. You can type in what you're looking for and it'll use those keywords to find what you need. And there's also at the top right, there's a services bar that will list the different services in 8 different categories, which would be like community and family support, education assistance, things like that. You'll be able to find it.
And this is not just resources that Charles County government provides, correct? It's resources throughout our community. So who might they be linked to? What might they find when they do this search?
Yes, they'll find a lot of local resources in Charles County, including information for Charles County Public Schools and the Judy Centers. They'll find behavioral health services in the county and also some other nonprofit organizations that help. No, there are over 100 resources inside and outside Charles County government.
So Jessica, how did the Resource Connection website come to be and what was the driving force behind it?
So the local management board completed a community needs assessment And in that assessment, community members said that they did not know what resources were in Charles County. So the Charles County Resource Connection was created to list all of the resources in Charles County for community residents.
And how was it funded?
The website is funded through the Governor's Office of Children. It is an annual grant for the local management board. The website is maintained through the local management board staff, and the Charles County Public Libraries help to develop the website.
Fantastic. So folks, if you're listening out there, many organizations and groups that are here to help you are available on this website, and so we encourage you to go there at www.charlescountyresourceconnection.com. Jessica, I'd like to take just a moment, because you are the coordinator of our local care team, and give you an opportunity to tell us what this team does beyond just putting this website together. You obviously have a lot of other responsibilities to provide help in our community. What is the care team, and what does it do?
So the local care team serves as a convener to connect families with children experiencing mental, emotional, or behavioral challenges to local services.
Mm-hmm. And so have you seen an increase in the demand for these kinds of services as well during this period of time?
Yes, we have. So in addition to the local management board, there are 9 other agencies who serve children and families that sit on this collaborative problem-solving team, and those are the Center for Children, the Developmental Disabilities Administration, Charles County Public Schools, Department of Juvenile Services. We have the Department of Rehabilitation Services, amongst others. And what we do is we hear the concerns, and then we are able to provide families with a action plan listing those services and the contact information for the local care team members.
Fantastic, Jessica. This is such important information for our community. We really appreciate you being here today to connect people with what they need most right now in these difficult times. If you or someone you know is struggling, whether it's getting back on your feet after missing pay, managing bills, or simply trying to find the right service to turn to, I encourage you once again to go to charlescountyresourceconnection.com. This website is a powerful tool, and it's free. And if you're part of an organization or agency that provides services but isn't listed yet on the Resource Connection, you can submit your organization's information. To everyone listening, you deserve support. You deserve stability. And here in Charles County, there are people working every day to make sure you don't have to face these challenges alone. Thanks for tuning in to Charles County Now. I'm Jennifer Harris.